I played 200 days of Stardew Valley 1.6. Hello everybody, this is GamerGar. Welcome back to our continuation video where we strive for perfection. In this video, we're going to play through another 100 in-game days and try our best to reach perfection. If you haven't seen the first 100th video, the link for that is in the description. Make sure you check that out before you watch this one so you know exactly what's going on and what achievements we've gotten so far. Let's jump straight into the new challenge. We've played through 1 year already, and new NPC has graced the streets of Pelican Town. Kent is his name. We will have to get Kent up a few friendship levels in order to learn his secret recipes. We need to make all of the recipes in order to get perfection. We're back in spring. We are going to use our lovely iridium tools. We're going to hoe up the ground. We're also going to weed away all of the regular grass because we want the special bluegrass to grow. We want it to expand as much as possible so animals get those lovely perks. We're going to purchase a ton of crops off Pierre. We're going to get at least 5 to 10 of each crop. We're also going to visit our lovely raccoon friend, and I'm going to trade in tons of maple seeds here for carrot seeds because we can grow those in spring. We're also going to continue drying out our mushrooms because we get some good profits that way, and we're going to fill up a shed with lovely starfruit. Starfruit wine will be the main money maker when it comes to getting that lovely gold clock. We're going to get the big stone chest off the dwarf here. We need to make that in order to get perfection, and it's time to pick up a community quest. We have Gus's famous omelette, and we have the aquatic overpopulation. We're going to go up the Gus quest because we have eggs for days. We're also going to pick up a key quest. We have Let's Play a Game and Keys Hungry Challenge. There wasn't a whole lot of gems going for the Hungry Challenge. The resources would be heavy for that. So we're going to go with Let's Play a Game, and we are going to attempt to get the first place in Junimo Kart. Junimo Kart is one of the hardest games there is. Mark my words, people. It took me a lot of attempts to get the 50,000 to get first place. When you play Junimo Kart, especially if you play on single player mode, time doesn't go forward, so you can play it as much as you want until you get that first place. We got there eventually. It was time to give the raccoon here some eggs and some dried mushrooms, and we get a book of stars as a reward, which is really nice. That will help towards our mastery levels. Once we take the book, let's take a look at our mastery setup. We're on level 2 at the moment. We have 3 more mastery levels to get. That means 3 more incredible perks await our character. We always get a prize ticket every time we complete a community quest. That's why they're always worth doing if we've done them already. It's also a great way to get some friendship points. We just picked up a star drop tea there. That can be gifted to an NPC along with an additional gift. Totally overpowered. We're going to grab a house upgrade here with Robin. We're then back on the farm, and we are going to cut down all of these mahogany trees. We're going to need tons of hardwood for the mushroom logs that we're going to build in a few seconds. The mushroom logs will generate mushrooms every 4 days. If we get a rainy day, it will take 1 off the cooldown, so you get them every 3 days. And it's really good just to accumulate tons and tons of mushrooms. It just means we can make a better use of the dehydrators as well. Once all the mushroom logs are placed, we're going to the mines. We're going to use our smelters. We need tons of bars for all different sorts of machinations that we're going to be creating over the next couple of weeks and months of this game. We're back in the greenhouse. It's a bit bare at the moment, but we will be filling it up with ancient fruit for this challenge. We're also going to be putting a lot more trees in here as well, so we're going to get access to all the fruits very soon. That is the first 2 ancient seeds put down, but that will very quickly multiply thanks to the seed makers. So we're going to purchase the movie tickets today. It's Ken's birthday. We're going to bring him to the cinema. That's going to get us some friendship points. We're also going to give him a star drop tea. That's more friendship points, getting up to 3 hearts. But we can also give him an additional gift. The rabbit's foot will get him straight up to 6 hearts. And we should be able to pull 1 more heart out of the cinema here as well. We're going to get him popcorn because he loves that. That's even more friendship points with Kent. We went and saw the natural wonders, exploring our vibrant world. Kent liked it, which was good. After we had a chat with him, we now got him up to 7 out of 10 hearts in just 1 day. That is how potent that star drop tea actually is. It is a pure game changer. We're also going to visit the old mariner here. We're going to pay 5,000 gold. He's going to give us the mermaid's pendant, and we are going to marry the new love of our life. That's right, Penny is going to be the wife of this new 1.6 challenge. Penny will make our food, feed our animals, pet our dog, fill his bowl, and more importantly, she will give us a star drop that we so desperately need in order to achieve perfection. We're going to buy some rhubarb today off Sandy, and we're going to get a good stack of starfruit as well. It is time to really open up this Ginger Island farm and make good of all the space that we get. Ginger Island is basically a giant greenhouse. We can use starfruit here for the whole year, no problem at all. We're back on the farm and it's time to get a lovely mystic syrup. These things are incredible. They sell for 1,000 gold, and mystic seeds are pretty easy to make, so I will end up making a huge forest of these mystic trees. So with the syrup, I created a treasure totem. I used it and it's totally overpowered. It generated a huge ring of artifact spots. I did waste it on the farm. You could imagine if you use this up in the mountains, chances are you could very well get a dinosaur egg, for example. You could get a prismatic shard. So those totems can be quite overpowered depending on where you use them. It's also a great way to get artifacts. We're now going to talk to Birdie here. She's going to send us on a massive chain quest in order for us to learn the fairy dust recipe. We have all the golden walnuts gotten already, so she's just going to give us a recipe for completing this quest. Now I have 114 key gems. I'm going to use all these gems to purchase recipes. I will need every single recipe in the game in order to get perfection. With the leftover golden walnuts, I'm able to buy even more key gems, so I can even get more recipes. So we're talking to Kent again today. He's going to give us the tomato salt. We're going to give that to Gus. He'll give us the rose. We'll visit Sandy with the rose, and she's going to give us her remote control. We'll bring that to George, and George's going to give us an Arctic shard. You can probably guess who that goes to. That's right, it's the wizard, and the wizard is going to give us a wriggling worm. We just bring that back to Willy with the pirate's locket, and then we can go straight back to Birdie with that, and she will teach us the lovely fairy dust recipe. That is one less recipe to worry about. I'm also going to make some heavy tappers today. Put these on our lovely mystic trees. It just means I'm going to get that lovely mystic syrup twice as fast, because it does sell for an extraordinary amount of money. The next day, a lot of our crops have fully matured, so we're going to pluck them all up from the ground. I'm going to sell a good few of these because I need to sell at least one of each item in the game in order to achieve perfection. At this moment in time, when I placed those mushroom logs, I didn't know how they fully worked. Just so you know, the mushroom logs are way better than what you see there. Depending on what tree they're surrounded by, they can generate different types of mushrooms. So I will make much better use of those during the next challenge. A lot of dehydrators were made. It's a bit of a waste, but I'm new to the 1.6, so we can't have perfect playthroughs just at the moment. So it is time for the wedding. We married Penny. Everyone is celebrating. It's now time for kids, star drops, and all the other good stuff in between. Oak resins are now ready as well. That means more kegs for me. The more kegs we can make, the better. That's the more wine we can produce, the more money we can accumulate. We're also going back into the greenhouse here as well. I got some aged octopus roe. That will be needed for perfection. I just have to sell one of those for the produce shipped. It's Mayor Lewis's birthday today. We're going to give him a gift straight away. So we're going to be doing loads of gift giving in this challenge because we need to get hearts up to learn recipes. We got some staircases, and now I can finally get the animal catalogue Book of Power from Marnie. And that can only be accessible when you have a pet on full hearts. Marnie will open up with that lovely catalogue. It's such an amazing Book of Power. Definitely one of the best in the game. It just means we can access Marnie's store whenever she's not around. We all know that Marnie's never around. The heavy tappers are doing a great job. Already 3 more mystic syrups. I will start accumulating those. I can trade those in for fairy dust later on, and that can speed up processing dramatically. I also gathered some spring onions here. Normally I don't really pick up a whole lot of those, but every single bit of XP counts towards mastery. We're going to reforge our foraging. It's just because I want to increase the price of syrups to see how good those mystic syrups can be. I purchased a void egg as well. We'll turn it into a void mayonnaise because we need to ship off at least one of those too. So we're going to go with biome balance today, and we're going to do some fishing. We're also going to select a new mastery perk because we've got another skill. I was thinking of getting the mining mastery, the heavy furnace, the statue. It all seemed really good. But the farming mastery was also very exciting, and I really want to try out the iridium side. The statue of blessing sounded awesome as well, and those golden animal crackers sounded really good. Imagine combining those with golden chickens. Talk about an overpowered animal. So I got the farming mastery, and I was given the iridium side straight away. This means harvesting crops will be much faster now. That's much more time I have in the day. To respec and foraging, we're going to go with forester, and then we're going to take tapper. Syrups are worth 25% more. I just want to experiment with the mystic syrups to see how good they can be. We're getting more mushrooms today, and I'm going to dehydrate a lot of those for loads of money. I'm also going to smelt a ton of copper today now using my furnaces. The statue of blessings is going to be very hard to make. The stone fibre and sap are easy enough, but the moss is going to be incredibly hard. I need 333 mass, 999 sap, fibre and stone. That's very expensive, and I imagine it's going to be quite the powerful statue if the resources are so high. Now I know I will get mass in summer. You are guaranteed one of those green rainy days where mass appears all over the place, so we will have to wait. I got a cursed mannequin today of one of the floaty skulls. These things are very scary indeed. Not for the faint of heart. This is a male cursed mannequin. You can put items on it, and sometimes when you sleep, it moves around, and sometimes it even growls at you. So I'm going to put it here between my two regular mannequins, and I'll put some clothes on it later. I made a bridal veil using a pearl, and straight away it reminded me of that cursed demon out of Annabelle Comes Home. I don't know if anybody's seen that, but oh, it just gives me the chills so bad. I do love a good scare though. Biome balance has been completed. 1500 gold, more importantly, friendship points from Demetrius. The next morning, the mannequin moved out one slot. It was so frightening. I wonder what else these cursed mannequins can do. We're just going to have to wait and find out. But these mannequins are a bit freaky, and it does make for a really good Halloween setup as well, or a spooky setup if you're going for that sort of theme in your house. So it was Vincent's birthday today. We're going to give him the rabbit's foot. That's Vincent finally maxed out, which is really good. We just have to get Jazz's hearts up now, and we can learn the spring onion mastery. It's time for another construction project. We're going to go with the big shed, because the bigger my sheds, the more cakes I can put inside, the more wines I can make, the more money we can bring in. Starfruit wine is still quite overpowered. A new quest, we have Danger in the Deep and 4 precious stones. We'll take the 4 precious stones because I have tons of prismatic shards at the moment. We're back in the volcano, picked up a dwarf hammer. Pales in comparison to my infinity weapon though, but the dragon scale boots were a welcome addition. Plus 7 defense, we're going to equip those straight away as I was still using the space boots. So Linus now is going to teach us the wild bait recipe, which is really good for catching fish. It's still one of the best baits in the game in my opinion. And we're getting even more lovely mystic syrups today. But now these mystic syrups will sell for a little bit more. They're now going to sell for 1,250 gold instead of 1,000 gold, thanks to our lovely perks. I'm also going to make an oil maker because I need to turn a truffle into a truffle oil just for perfection. I also got the spring onion mastery as well. I get Jazz's hearts up. Spring onions are now worth 5 times the gold, which is nice. The raccoon needs more help. He's going to give us something nice. If we get dried strawberries, that's going to be tough. Well, not tough, maybe just time consuming because we don't have strawberries right now. The cherry jelly will be easy enough once our cherry tree grows inside the greenhouse. I'm going to buy lots of deluxe speed growth today. It is Thursday and Sandy does sell it for super cheap, way cheaper than Pierre, and we're going to bring that down to Ginger Island. This is going to dramatically speed up all of our crops for the remainder of the challenge, because as the seasons change, the speed growth will remain, so it's a really good investment to put that down on your Ginger Island farm. We're going to purchase tons of rabbits today. The rabbit foot is a universal loved gift, so it would make sense to get lots of those if I want to maximise hearts on a faster pace. So we're going to get a magic rock candy today. 3 prismatic shards is definitely worth it. It is the best consumable in the game. And we're farming dust sprites for the rest of the day. We need to focus on our monster eradication goals. We need to kill 500 of these little buggers, but because we have the parrot, it does make it worthwhile. Even low level enemies can drop really nice gold. I also picked up a golden animal cracker. This is my first one. Really excited. I can give this to any animal except a pig, and it will double its produce. I accidentally put it inside my octopus pond. I was very displeased with myself, but it is what it is. At least I get double row going forward. It's time to put down more cakes. Our shed is now really big, and we're going to fill it up now with cakes. Now we're going to see some real money coming in. So I went to the travelling cart today. I'm going to pick up an albacore. The reason I got this is because I needed it for a quest for the fish stew. I want to start completing all of the journal quests because they get extra friendship points. It was in back down killing dust sprites, accumulating lots and lots of money. Coal is really handy as well in iron ores for making bombs. So we're going to get some strawberry seeds today at the Easter event. Now this is year 2 of the Easter event. I went here more out of curiosity than anything else to see if anything changed. And a few things changed, a few things kind of swapped placements. I didn't notice anything too much with the eggs, to be honest. I don't think the eggs changed at all. I did win the event, but instead of getting 1,000 gold, I got a prize ticket. I was really happy with that. The more prize tickets I can get, the better. It was then time to give Haley a rabbit's foot because it was her birthday. Now I didn't have any star drop tea, so she was just going to have to wait. I just needed one more heart with her though. That'll be easy enough to get over the next couple of weeks. It was back to Robin now. We're going to make another build in here. This time I'm going to go for the mill because I have lots and lots of unmilled rice I got from the rice shoots. It'll just save me a little bit of money with Pierre. I just got the Monster Slayer gold there too for killing dust sprites, which was really good. That would reward me with a burglar ring. It is Sunday, so we will trade in our jades for staircases. The more staircases we can get, the better. It was time for the year 2 desert event. This event spans over 3 days. We're going to go with the Monster Hunter. Slay 10 serpents, we get 35 calico eggs. We're also going to get the chef to make the rumpled fruit skin. That gives us a speed buff as well as a luck buff. And then it was straight into the Skull Cavern to see how deep we can get. The deeper that we're going to get here, the more calico eggs we're going to get. We can buy some amazing things with the eggs. For example, we can get skill books, we can do great things as well. Made it down to floor 100, but we didn't stop there. When I got down to the next floor, I got an auto grabber. I was really happy with that. I was also on the lookout for statues that you can click on that give you rank bonuses, and the higher your rank, the more rewards you're going to get. Now, when I came across the dinosaur floors, I did stop and kill them because I need to take these into consideration now for the monster eradication goals. These prehistoric floors can be quite rare. I got down to floor 300 and I was awarded with 3 chests, which was really good. Now, I didn't get anything too exciting in these chests. I mean, sure, the quality sprinklers would be nice if we went back 1 year. The rain totems can be handy, so I kept those. The biggest problem here now was I passed out, and I had a rank of 105. Because I passed out, I'm going to get nothing off guild the next day. I was so irritated by that, I didn't realise. I thought you could bring the rank into the next day and claim the prize before you go back in again, but I was wrong. So make sure when you're doing this event to go back to guild before 2 o'clock so you don't pass out and lose all those precious calico eggs. It was time to get another cactus. It was the cactus man again. This guy's so funny. He says, "Are you ready for a new cactus in your life?" Absolutely. I won't say why, but this one is the perfect match for you. Look how happy the cactus is. Who wouldn't be happy if you get to experience Stardew 1.6 and you can experience the game all over again? Alex was selling the magic hair gel. This was the trinket I actually couldn't find, so it was nice knowing that this is where you actually get it. And now, it's not a combat trinket. All it does is give your hair the prismatic colours, similar to the prismatic pants and the prismatic top. The great thing about the travelling cart at the desert event is you can buy an unlimited amount of skill books, provided you have the money to do so. It's an incredible way to get skill points if you have the money to do so. So I bought tons of woodcutter weeklies to get my mastery skill up. That was 27 woodcutter weeklies that I was going to spam here right now. And I had level 3 at the moment for mastery. This will get me straight up into level 4, where we get to choose another powerful mastery perk. The next day, it was the usual gathering of Mystic Syrup. I didn't bother going back into the Skull Cavern. I was just so peed off with the whole rank system, and I felt that I got enough skill books with the calico eggs. I just went back to the farmer and regular stuff the previous day. But today I found a good old pot of gold. When you look at that, it is Irish legend that if you do get to the end of a rainbow, you will get a pot of gold and a leprechaun. In this occasion, I got a leprechaun hat. Can't get any more Irish than that. It was time to equip the leprechaun hat. I also had my magic hair jet and I was looking the part. Thank you, Mr. Concerned Ape, for incorporating some Irish lore into your fabulous Stardew Valley game. It was back to the desert event and Emily put some really cool clothes on me. They're all yellow. I didn't like the hat, so I put back on the leprechaun hat straight away. And as far as I can remember, that hat will be worn throughout the rest of the challenge, so get used to it. Clint was the NPC up today for selling stuff. He was selling coal, copper and iron ores. If I had the calico eggs, I would have purchased everything. So I spent a great deal of time today trying to win this race. I really wanted to win it before this year was finished. So I went with the Cactus Crawler. I had a good feeling about Cactus Crawler. I also spoke to an NPC over to the west side of the area, and I got him to make sure that the escargot would not win. So it just gave me a 50% win chance instead of a 33% win chance. I won, but I only got 20 calico eggs, and I thought that was a bit mean, considering that you don't have a great chance to win that event all the time. That happens every hour. So we're going to go with tropical fish today. We're going to go back to Ginger Island and do a little bit of fishing. Now, over on Ginger Island, we also had a massive farm of starfruit to collect. So we're going to pick all that up, and we're going to turn all that into starfruit wine. I also had some rhubarb down there as well. I finished up the 4 prismatic shard quests, and that was more key gems added to my lovely inventory. it was time to pick up a new quest. I went with let's play a game again, but it didn't go too well this time. Now, I'm not going to show footage of it. Let's just say I didn't get the 50,000 I was hoping for, and after a few hours of trying, I just gave up with it. So I gave Pam a parsnip for her birthday. Pam actually loves parsnips. It's a nice, easy, loved gift for Pam early on. It was also time to convert all of our unmilled rice into regular rice. We will need rice to make some dishes later on when we're cooking up all the dishes for perfection. It was then back to Sandy to purchase another huge stack of starfruit, and all of that is going to turn into huge profits in a couple of days. We're going to put that on Ginger Island. Now, we do end up making the Ginger Island farm bigger. For now though, I'm just saving up resources. I will make more iridium sprinklers as time goes on. So I'm going to get some more recipes today. We're going to get the banana pudding, and we'll also get the deluxe retaining soil. I paid a visit to the greenhouse today. I picked up another ancient fruit. That's going to go straight into the seed maker, and hopefully we'll get back maybe 2 or 3 seeds so we can fill up the greenhouse even more. I'm also going to get some rice here back from our lovely mill. It's 153 rice in total. That's more than enough to sort out any of the cooking recipes that need rice. We're going to give Pam another parsnip today as well, just to get our friendship up. And we're going to go back to the Statue of Uncertainty, and this time we're going to respec our fishing skill. The reason why we're respecing fishing is because I want to go with some slightly different perks for different strategies. I got a void egg today off Krobus, but I only got that to give it back to him to get his friendship points up because he loves void eggs. So we're going to go to Willy today. I'm going to buy some crab pots. And the reason why I'm accumulating crab pots is because it's a great way to get some loved gifts for some of the NPCs. I also need some of the crab pot fish in order to make certain recipes. It was time to go back to the Mastery Cave. We're going to get Fishing Mastery this time. The advanced iridium rod is really good. We can now equip up to 2 bobbers at the same time, which is game breaking. We also get access to golden treasure chests, and there's some amazing things you can get in those treasure chests. The rest of the day we're just fishing up Ginger Island fish to get the community quest done. So we're going to go with Lore Master now. Crab pots no longer require bait because it's a pain to having to put bait into them every single day. So we're going to visit the forge today. We're going to enchant our advanced iridium rod. I just want to get the master enchant, which gives me a +1 to fishing skill, which makes my bar a bit bigger. I think it's the best enchant you can get. The auto hook is handy, you know, for the less challenging fish. But when you're doing endgame fishing, you're going to be going for hard fish. There's no point getting auto hook, to be honest. And efficient is a waste because by the time you're endgame fishing, energy just won't be a problem for you. So in my opinion, go with master. It's the pro choice. So we are going to get all of the lovely auto grabber animal products today. We have a mountain of eggs inside here. I do attempt to process some into mayonnaise, but then I said to myself, it's very time consuming because I had so many eggs, so I just end up selling the rest of them to make loads of money. Leo is going to move into town. The parrots have prepared his house, which is nice. So I sold the void mayonnaise there too because I need that for perfection. You have to sell at least one of those. And I just sold all the unprocessed eggs as well just to make extra funds. Willie sent me on a deluxe fish tank this morning. That was nice of him. We can put some fish in that. We can also put anchors now and treasure chests inside the fish tanks too to make them look even way nicer. The strawberries were also fully matured. I'm going to use my iridium site here to harvest them all up. And I can now make some dried strawberries to give to the raccoon. That'll take a whole day though. I now have even more mystic trees set up, so I'm getting more mystic syrups. All of the periwinkles, the snails, the crayfish, they'll be put to good use now, especially when it comes to making those recipes later on. I got a prize ticket for completing the Ginger Island fishing quest. We're going to go to Pierre today. We're going to send him all these mushrooms. Now I could put them in the dehydrator, but I was a bit lazy. I just wanted money because the book merchant was in town and I wanted to purchase skill books off him. Now I didn't realise that I was very close to getting the last mastery level. So when I took this combat quarterly, it said you've reached a new level of understanding, and that was the last mastery level needed. That was now level 5 mastery, so I'd maxed out everything, and it was time to get the final perk. We're going to go with the mining mastery, of course. Statue of the Dwarf King, the heavy furnace, and Gembrain rocks now grant twice the resources, which is amazing. I also got a really cool image here of Grandpa's hat that appeared, and I thought it was really cool, you know. It's just kind of another gesture that Grandpa is really proud of you for the hard work you're doing around Stardew Valley. The statue of the Dwarf King requires 20 iridium bars to make. I can tell you right now, it is absolutely worth it. You get some amazing perks off it. Statue of Blessings will be made eventually, and you can get some really good perks off that too. My advice, if you have the resources, make those 2 statues immediately. So we're back down to the regular mines. We're farming up slimes today because I want to get that slime charmer ring. We're focusing more now on monster eradication goals. Having the parrot there is really helpful. It's just an extra incentive to go down and start killing monsters because you're making really good profits at the same time. There's also a chance we can get golden mystery boxes and animal crackers off killing these enemies, so it's definitely worth going down wiping them out. We get the dried strawberries today. It's actually worth a nice bit of money, almost 1300 gold. I'm going to put in some bananas and some mangoes into these dehydrators. I want to see how profitable they can be. I'm also going to pick up another community quest. We're going to go to Curious Substance. I actually haven't completed that quest yet, and upon completion I will get the mini obelisks, which I don't have just yet. We're then going to go back into Key's secret walnut room. We're going to pick up the extended family quest, and I'm now going to show you an absolutely crazy exploit to make tons of gold in this game using the extended family quest. We all know you can pull up an unlimited amount of Legend 2s with that quest, but I'm going to show you using the new fishing mastery skills just how broken it is. For now, we're going to make a statue of the Dwarf King. That's going to have some really cool perks now, so going down into the mines will be even more lucrative for us. We're going to pick up all these iridium bars. We're going to keep a lot of those now for crafting stuff in the future. Today we have a choice of greater chances to find ladders and shafts in the mines, or a greater chance to find coal. Any one of those perks, while doing a good Skull Cavern run, is going to give you way better rewards. So I look forward to utilising those perks for future Skull Cavern runs indeed. So we're doing some fishing today after pulling up a Legend 2 here. It was quite the battle. But you see, we can smoke this, and we can get an unlimited amount of Legend 2s while the Extended Family Quest is active. Because I'm using the Quality Bobber, I get an Iridium Star Legend 2 now. It's only worth 10,000 gold, but it will be worth 15,000 when I respec my fishing. I also pulled up a Star Drop Tea from a golden fishing chest, which is absolutely amazing, so fishing has never been better. Using wild bait, I pulled up 2 Legend 2s later on. I ended up getting 10 or 11 of these Legends by the end of the day, which is really good. I'm not going to smoke them and sell them straight away. We're going to get the angler here, fish worth 50% more. We're now going to smoke all these up, and we are going to make some serious money. 210,000 gold there, just for a handful of smoked Legend 2s. One was sell for 42,000 gold, because you get 2 perks from that fish. You get the Artisan perk, which increases its worth by 40% because it's smoked. We also benefit from the Angler perk, which is a 50% increase in value. That's a 90% increase in value right there, which is just totally broken altogether. I can definitely see that being nerfed though. I think it's a bit too broken. Penny wants a baby. Who am I to say no? Of course, Penny. Let's bang one out. So let's move on and look at the money we get here for selling these Legends. 882,000 gold from 2 days of fishing up these Legend 2s. It's absolutely amazing. It's just totally broken. Fishing is now officially broken in Stardew Valley. You want to make some money? Just do some fishing. Early game, mid game, end game fishing is extremely profitable. I had a dance with the wife today. We gotta keep the wife happy, especially if she's pregnant, because those hormones can go straight through you. Trust me on that. I finally got a star drop for being a good husband off Penny. That is the last star drop we needed in order to achieve perfection. It is time for another strawberry harvest. This will be the last harvest of strawberries. We'll sell all those directly, and we're going to get even more starfruit wine today from all these lovely kegs. I just got more fairy dust inside a golden fishing treasure chest. Those golden fishing treasure chests are absolutely amazing. I cannot say this enough, but fishing is just broken right now. I got Kent to break open a ton of gold mystery boxes. I got some really good stuff inside, including a nice book of stars. I got some golden pumpkins, triple shot espressos, bombs, cool wallpaper, just nice stuff all around. So we're back in the mines today to get the ectoplasm to complete the community quest for the wizard. I just got it off Ghost there, and I'm going to kill more dust sprites soon to get some coal and what have you. After gifting the wizard the ectoplasm, we're not finished there. I did bring some solar essences with me just to get some extra friendship points as well. It was then time to sell a load of crops and make some nice hefty money. So as we can see, I made 346,000 gold just from selling some starfruit wine today. It's still extremely profitable. I made some caviar as well because we need that for the produce achievement. I got the mini obelisk the next day off our lovely Rasmodius. Then it's time to visit Pierre, but we're going to gift him a rabbit's foot today because it's his birthday. This brings him straight up to almost 10 out of 10 hearts, The Star Drop Tea finishes him off. We now officially don't have to talk to Pierre anymore. Let's all thrive with Joja. Let's make some heavy furnaces today. We're also going to make a big stone chest as well, because it's just bigger than a regular chest, more space. These heavy furnaces are just so good. Not only you're saving coal, but you're saving tons of time, because these furnaces will take 25 ores for every single big heavy furnace that you have. So we now only need a handful of these heavy furnaces, and the hundreds and hundreds of ores that we have quickly be whittled down into stacks and stacks of bars within seconds. Just such a great furnace, and it was something that was needed so badly. Days of making hundreds of furnaces are now over thanks to the heavy furnace. We're back over on Ginger Island. We'll get more star fruits, of course. That will all be converted into starfruit wine. This is the main method that we will be using to get the gold clock. Starfruit is still extremely potent. There are other money makers in the game, but it's just very hard to beat the sheer volumes of money that starfruit can bring in. We're going to purchase more stacks of starfruit seeds now off Sandy today, and then we're going to visit Desert Trader. Because it's Sunday, that means it's staircase time. I had a lot of jades assembled. I got some more down in the mines as well. That's 71 more staircases for me. We're going to go to Robin and we're going to build a slime hutch. Slime hutches are now much smaller and they offer the same perks, so it was a no-brainer to get that. Back down into the regular mines, I finally got the Monster Slayer achievement for those Void Spirits. I was almost there now with the Monster Slayer hero. All I needed was just some mummies, some magma sprites, and some serpents. So a few visits to the Volcano Dungeon, a few visits to Skull Caverns, and we more or less have that achievement in the bag. We could also get some very powerful rings for some of the goals we've completed so far. The Burglar Ring is really good. Monsters have a chance to drop an extra loot. The Savage Ring is a magnificent ring, speed buff for killing monsters. And the Slime Charmer Ring will nullify damage from any slime. So they're all magnificent rings. We're now in summer. It is time to abuse the starfruits yet again. Now we don't have a whole lot of crop space on our farm, but not to worry, we can rely on Ginger Island for that. So we're going to donate the strawberry fruit, and we're going to donate the cherry jelly to the raccoon. He's going to give us a star drop tea, and as we can see, the raccoon now has a family of little mini raccoons. It's just so cute. Time for another community quest. We'll go with aquatic overpopulation. I just don't want to be growing radishes on the farm because I don't have a whole lot of space. So I got a magic rock candy today for doing the prize tickets. I also picked up another star drop tea. Those prize tickets are just insanely powerful. You know, they're definitely worth seeking out. We're going to go with 4 precious stones again because it's 40 easy key gems because I have so many prismatic shards now. I quickly ran back to my farm, picked up the prismatic shards, went back into the secret walnut room, and it was quest complete on the same day. No hassle at all. 62 key gems ready to be spent. We're going to go with the blue grass starter recipe. It's such an overpowered grass. We are then back to gift giving. Evelyn is going to get a rabbit's foot today. We're working on friendship points. She's 6 out of 10 hearts. We're not going to stop there though. We're going to go straight down here now to Maru. We're going to give her a rabbit's foot. And then we're going to go straight up to our lovely Harvey, Doctor of the Year of course. And we're going to give him a pearl. This is something I should have focused more on in the first year. It would save me a lot of time for 200 days. But it has to be done. If we want to learn all of the recipes, we need to get friendship up with all of these NPCs. The rest of the day we just spend fishing up some rainbow trout to do that aquatic overpopulation quest. If any NPCs cross my path that haven't been gifted, I just give them a gift straight away for that extra friendship points. I got some money for the aquatic overpopulation, but more importantly, I got a prize ticket. And the more prize tickets I can get, the better. Linus also got a rabbit's foot today, and it was back then converting more starfruit into starfruit wine. Story of my life. You're going to see lots of scenes of me converting starfruit into starfruit wine. Here is a lovely line of NPCs coming back from Ginger Island, and I've got lots of gifts lined up to give to all these NPCs. Even went to Jodie's house, and I thrown a largemouth bass on the ground for a quest, and they were very happy with that. I never actually done this quest with Kent in the house, so it was good to see some dialogue from Kent as well. Nice one, Kent. He caught his own fish. Kent needs a whole fish to himself. We were doing the Volcano Dungeon today, and I was doing it just to get the kill count up on these magma sparklers and magma sprites. I needed to kill about 50 of these in total. I got a basilisk paw drop there as a trinket. It just makes you immune to any debuffs. I don't think it's worth it though. There's not a whole lot of debuffs that go around in the game. It might be good for certain parts. Penny wanted to impress and do up my room. I said go with the forest and moon, you know, the peaceful blue. What I didn't take into consideration at this moment in time is that Penny would get rid of all of my mannequins, all of the items I had on the ground, all of the paintings I had on my wall. She would get rid of everything. She did say at the end, in all fairness, if I have stuff lying around to put it in the chest, I should have taken that seriously. The slime hutch was built. I had one slime roaming around at the moment. I put a red slime egg I got from Skull Cavern into it, so that'll hatch in a few days and hopefully they'll start making little slime babies. Now I went to the quarry. I'm going to clear this whole section. We'll start by mining up all of the ores, then we'll move on to the trees, knock them all down, and then I'm going to fill up this whole area with seeds because I need a lot more wood to make a lot more cakes. I could buy wood off Robin, but I prefer to save my money. I'm going to buy a portrait of Penny. What better way can you honour your wife by getting a portrait of her and just putting it in the house? I had a chat with the raccoons today and they're doing great. I thought all of the little raccoon babies were just so cute. So nice to see the cute raccoon family all happy and cozy. So I'm going to make some ginger ales today using key seasoning. That's more luck for me. I'm also going to make more staircases as well. I was on my way to Skull Cavern, but I got the green rain, so we're not going to do a Skull Cavern run today. Instead, we are going to harvest every single piece of moss that Stardew Valley has to offer today. So we're going to run around with our scythe and our sword, and we are just going to take up all of this lovely, lovely moss. With the amount of moss I get today, I'll easily be able to make that statue of blessings. I had a chat with Linus too, and he said he's really happy with all the moss he got. I thought if I gifted him moss he'd appreciate it, but he said this doesn't really do much for me. And I don't understand that, because he just told me a few seconds earlier that he loves moss. I went up to the Bathouse area as well, to get rid of all the weeds up here. I was really hoping to find a secret today with the moss, so I ended up going to literally every zone the game had to offer to see if this green rain activated any sort of special cutscenes or if any sort of special monsters spawned or special NPCs. But as far as I can tell, it was just that there's loads of grass around, there's loads of moss around. So I made a statue of blessings. I'm going to put that down straight away. When I clicked on it, I got a very powerful buff. I got a +1 to luck. That is absolutely amazing. And if you combine that with the statue of the Dwarf King, you're going to get some serious results in the Skull Cavern. I woke up the next day to a nice cozy room that Penny had made. She even handcrafted the moon and the stars. I loved the bed, I loved the floor, I loved everything about the room. What I didn't like is that she got rid of all of the other stuff that was lying around the place. Little did I know though at the time that she packed it all away in a chest. I thought it was gone forever. So today we're going to get some perks from our statues, +1 to luck again, and +1 to ores. We're now going to go down into the Skull Caverns. I have my magic rock candy, I have my key seasoned ginger ale, I've got staircases. It is time for a serious Skull Cavern run. I was literally down a few levels, I already picked up an iridium sprinkler, it was really nice. I got the Monster Stair gold for the mummies, super happy with that. When I made it down to floor 100, I got some farmers lunches, wow. That was a joke. I wasn't too impressed with that, to be honest. I just ended up selling those actually. I did whack open all the barrels hoping for a lucky ring. I don't actually end up getting a lucky ring out of a chest in this challenge, but I do get more than a handful by panning. I got a golden animal cracker. These are actually quite rare, so I was very excited to get that. I do hope they become more common though. Today was a really good run. I got tons of resources, tons of iridium ore, tons of monster loot. Taking the frog with me was a mistake, because every time he swallowed up a serpent, it didn't count towards the monster eradication goal. So my advice, only use the frog if you're not working on monster eradication goals, and if you really don't like combat, he's handy that way, he just gobbled them up. But you don't get monster loot. So I gave a rabbit the golden animal cracker in the hopes that I'll get 2 rabbit limbs now instead of 1. And I'm also going to give Gus a rabbit's foot today because it was his birthday. This maximizes his friendship. We're then back to Ginger Island. We're going to harvest even more starfruit. And this process is rinsed and repeated until I basically have 10 million gold to get a gold clock. I probably would have had it by now if I had a lot more crop space on the regular farm. But I didn't realise how little crop space you would have on the Meadowlands farm. I know you get the blue grass, but I don't think the farm is that powerful compared to the other farm types. I still think the standard farm is one of the most potent farms in the game for making money. So I finally picked up the quest today from Linus to pull up some trash to learn the fiber seeds. That's what I spend my whole evening doing here. I also got the ornate necklace, that you can give that to either Abigail or Caroline depending on who you want to get friendship points with. We end up giving it to Caroline because I needed to get more friendship points with her to max her out. If you can believe it, I still did not learn the tea saplings from Caroline. I haven't been to her sunroom yet. If this was any other challenge before 1.6, I would have had that learnt a long time ago. It was time for another shed upgrade and we're back to fishing up trash. Once all of the trash has been accumulated, I'm going to put all that into a bin and get the fibre seeds. We're also going to stock up on more starfruit wine. And during the night, Penny gave birth to a baby girl. And I'm going to go with a good Irish name here. I'm going to go with Fia. It's actually a very common Irish name at the moment, and I think it's quite cute. So our new baby is going to be called Fia. We love you, Fia. For those of you who are wondering what a baby crit is, you will see that very soon. But for now, Fia is sleeping, so we're going to let her rest. The heavy furnaces are the godsend. 72 iridium bars, just like that, and it didn't take days to produce. They're going to sell for some serious money. I gave Maru rabbits foot today because it was her birthday. That's Maru maxed out, 8 out of 8 hearts. I'm also going to pick up some raisins today, and I got these from Drying Out Grapes. Junimos love these. If you put these into a Junimo hut, they will gather extra crops for you, which is really cool. I also figured out a secret by reading the wiki. If you put a staircase in Mayor Lewis's bedroom, you go down into this maze here, and you have to make your way through the maze to get his lucky purple shorts. Now you can still get them from Marnie by going into Marnie's room. This is just another way you can get them if you don't like the whole friendship mechanic of Stardew Valley. Once I picked up the lucky purple shorts, I started to get attacked by these floating purple shorts. I thought it was the funniest thing I've seen in a long time. Thankfully, you can actually parry these shorts, just so you know. You can't fight them, don't bother, but you can parry them. So when it gets close, if you have a sword weapon, just right click, parry, and you'll deflect the shorts so you won't take damage. It was then time for another secret. I put an ancient doll into floor 100 here of the regular mines. This really cool skeletal dragon popped up and I got a stone here called a faraway stone. I knew straight away what to do with this because I found a new structure during my 100 day challenge with the wizard. So I went straight over to the wizard's tower with this to see what would happen. Before I went to the wizard's tower, I was going to check up on the raccoons to see if they needed anything. And of course our lovely raccoon friend did. The raccoon wanted a radish juice and a pickled tomato. They'll be easy enough to make, and we'll have those in just a few days. It was also really nice to see all of the baby raccoons again. It was just so cute. The wizard gave me a quest ages ago, looking for the void essence. I gave him one for the quest, I gave him a second one then for the friendship points. That got him up to 8 out of 10 hearts, which is really nice. We're almost there with the wizard. So I put the faraway stone into this pedestal here, down in the basement of the wizard's tower, and a portal popped up and a cat came out. Now, I've never played Terraria, so I don't really know what this means, but apparently I read that it was a collaboration between Stardew Valley and Terraria. I got a sword called the Meowmere. I absolutely loved the name of it. The wizard came down, he said, "Don't touch that." But it's too late. I already have the sword. I checked out the stats on the sword, and I mean, it's not the strongest sword in the world, but by God, it is probably one of the coolest swords I've seen in Stardew Valley. It just looks so awesome. Having a look at the stats, it has 20 to 20 damage, plus 4 speed and plus 2 weight. It's a really nice starter weapon. Unfortunately, by the time you get to 100 in the mines, you already have the obsidian edge, so it's not really, you know, it doesn't really have a function combat-wise. So I went to the luau today, and a few things have changed. The potluck has changed locations, and I'm pretty sure some of the NPCs have different dialogue as well. I did have a gold star cauliflower. We're going to put that straight into the soup, and I'm going to get tons of friendship points now. I just got the beloved farmer there, which is really nice. That's going to help me in my quest to max out all of the friendships of all of the Stardew Valley NPCs. There was a help wanted quest, but one of the prizes was a prized ticket. They have become quite rare. I do check the help wanted quests all the time, and the prized tickets never pop up. Such a rarity. I spent a good deal of time today pulling up carps because I really wanted to get that prized ticket. Handed the carps over to Willie. He was super happy. More friendship points with Willie, but more importantly, a prized ticket for me that I can bring into Mayor Lewis's house and get lovely more prizes. The food at Joja Mart might not be the healthiest for my family, but with such low prices you'd be crazy to shop anywhere else. Thank you, Joja, for the win, everyone. So we're back in the Volcano Dungeon today, and we're farming up Magma Sprites and Magma Sparklers. I took away the frog because I do not want him to gobble them up. I need to get the kill counts. Even if I wasn't going for monster eradication goals, it's still worth my time to come in here because I can still get some really nice stuff from the chests. I got some golden coconuts there. They're not too bad, you can get some nice things from them like saplings. The blessing today was 10% increased crit rate. That's absolutely amazing, especially for high crit builds. The first batch of starfruit was ready, so we're going to harvest all that up now, and that will all be converted into starfruit wine for even more money. So we're up on 2.4 million gold at the moment. We're going to start by purchasing a big shed here from Robin. This is just pennies to us now at the moment. We're also going to go to Ginger Island. A lot of the summer crops are ready. Radishes, wheat, blueberries, summer spangles, hot peppers. A lot of these will be saved for recipes, and a lot will also be sold so we can get them 100% on the produce shipments. I also got a lot of ancient fruits today. They're going to be converted back into ancient fruit seeds. As we can see, we're now getting a multiplier effect. Soon enough, that greenhouse will be filled up to the top with ancient fruit. We're going to make 75 cakes today. They're going to be going into the big shed. I'm going to blow away all the trees here now up in the quarry so I can get tons of wood so I can make even more cakes. I also get bits of moss there as well, which is really nice. It's just so satisfying having a good bank to drink, sucking up all the resources so we can blow it all down. So we're going to go with another community quest today. We finally get island ingredients. We're going to take this one straight away because we still haven't learned the solar panels, and we need that in order to get perfection. Jody wants a coconut 300 gold, but we're taking it because it makes Jody happy, and I want to max her out soon enough. Krobus loves wild horseradishes. We're going to give him the horseradish, and we're also going to give him a star drop tea. You put him up to 9 out of 10 hearts, which is very nice. Just one more heart to go with good old Krobus. Jody was chilling over on Ginger Island today, so I gave her the coconut, put her on 8 out of 10 hearts. It was then time to start pulling up these gingers. I needed to farm and sell 100 of these in total. So I would have to go to Ginger Island every single day and hunt down these gingers. There's a good few places where they can grow, but the dig site area here is a great place for them. It's time for another key quest. I was looking at Key's crop. I said, no, I need the space for starfruits. We'll go with Key's kindness. I'm working on friendship anyway, so it was just extra motivation for me to give love gifts to the NPCs. So another big shed has now been installed. We're going to fill it up with kegs, and then we're going to fill those kegs up with starfruit. I had tons of starfruit ready to be processed, and there was still more room for more kegs because I just hundreds and hundreds of starfruit assembled. I got a new blessing today, Blessing of the Butterfly. It says a prismatic butterfly is waiting for you somewhere. I also got a weird looking truffle here. It was basically a truffle crab, quite rare. I killed it and I got 2 truffles, so that was a cool little secret there that the pig found. Another cool change added to 1.6. I gave Linus a prismatic shard today that maxed him out. I spent the rest of the day looking for this prismatic butterfly. I couldn't find it anywhere. I ended up gifting a ton of gifts today for all of the NPCs that came out of Ginger Island. I noticed Gus was with them, and I was just kicking myself in the foot because I really need chopped curry. I still haven't gotten that off Gus. The rest of the day was just spent giving NPCs more gifts. I had lots of rabbit's foots. I had other bits and bobs too. For example, I had coffee to give to Harvey. I had peaches to give to Robin. I had oranges here that I can give to Gus as well. Getting friendship up is very important because you also get gifts in the mail, which is cool. I finally entered Caroline's secret sunroom. She said, what do you think? I said, not as good as my farm. And I never really said that before. I just wanted to see how she'd react. And then she said, oh, but you're a professional. This is just a hobby. No excuses, Caroline. No excuses. We're back farming up starfruit, converting it back into starfruit wine. And finally the next day we learn the tea sapling. And if you're wondering why I haven't abused tea saplings, it's because they got nerfed. They got nerfed bad. They were 500 gold a pop, another 250 gold. Hardly worth the effort. I'm getting fairy dust here now from helping out the raccoon. 7, which was really nice. I will keep those. I'll use them eventually. I had a look to see if the raccoon's wife had any extra items in stock, and she didn't. I think that's the extent now of her stock. We're pulling up more ginger today. I do need 100, so it's going to be quite the farm to get that. It will take the bones of a whole month. I'm using some fairy dust here to speed up the production so I can get some pale ales. I'm going to sell a few. I'm going to keep one to give to Pam because I have a quest to give Pam a pale ale. She's been asking for it now since summer year 1, so it's about time I made good on my promise. I'm going to purchase all of the obelisks today. The island obelisk, the earth, the desert obelisk, and the mountain obelisk. I have the funds, I have the resources, and we do need them for perfection. It will use up most of our money, but it can't be helped. We have to get the obelisks. So I'm now going to start setting up fridges. I'm going to start storing items so I can assemble all of the recipes. This is going to be the fruit fridge. And all of the stuff here came from primarily my fruit trees inside the greenhouse. I'm also going to get all of the animal products here out of the auto grabber. Quite a number of items have been assembled. I'll sell a lot of those to make money, and I'll keep some for recipes. We're back in the volcano dungeon again. I'm almost there now with the kill count for those magma enemies. I just have to kill a few more and we will have the Monster Slayer goal achieved. And there we have it. Monster Slayer goal done. We can now see kill to get some extra perks for item retrieval. I also got a note here saying, I heard you're working on a very special challenge. I have the perfect solution to help you out. Meet me in the watery cave on Ginger Island, Fizz, Georgia's Special Services Division. So Fizz will basically give us perfection waivers for 500,000 gold each. Each waiver will count towards 1% of perfection. Those waivers can be quite handy if you're very close to perfection, but you just don't want to either purchase the golden clock, or you don't want to get an obelisk, or you just don't want to cook all the recipes. So it is a nice way to just pay yourself to perfection. I'm saying no at the moment because I don't think I'll need the waivers. I think they'll be more or less good to get everything I need without getting them, but it's good that it's there if you get stuck down the road. I'm also going to pay 500,000 gold now to upgrade Pam's trailer, because I am married to her daughter and I do want my wife's family to have a more comfortable life, and I can't imagine it would be too comfortable living in the trailer all the time, especially during winter time. I now had some mini fridges set up. I had one for fish, one for fruit, one for crops, and I had one then for kind of miscellaneous items, and the main fridge then had just regular items that you could buy from Pierre's shop. You know, it had rice, it had sugar, vinegar, oil, things like that. They're needed for quite a lot of recipes. It was then back to Ginger Island and I was hoeing up even more ginger because I really needed to learn that solar panel. For perfection, you needed to craft every item in the game to contribute towards perfection. It was then time to go down into Skull Caverns, but I wasn't really focused on getting down to the floors to get resources. I was more focused on killing serpents. So I also took a monster musk to increase the spawn rate of monsters, and I had a great time. I had the parrot with me as well, so I was getting lots of gold from killing monsters. It was time to look at the auto grabber here inside one of our big barns, and there was tons of milk in here. I needed to convert the milk into cheese. Cheese was needed to sell all of the items in the game at least once. It was also needed for some of the recipes. It was then back to Ginger Island to put up some more ginger. I also had to look at the key quests, and I decided to do a Skull Cavern invasion because I still needed to kill more serpents for the monster eradication goals, so I might as well hit two birds with one stone. I also gave the dwarf a rabbit's foot. That was the lovely dwarf maxed out. And we're also going to take cave patrol here with Clint. He wants me to kill 50 dust sprites, and dust sprites are now even way more fun to kill because now I'm getting lots of golden mystery boxes, I'm getting coffee beans, I'm getting coal off them, there's lots of iron ore down here as well, and I'm getting money from killing them. So combat is just so much fun now, the trinkets. 6,000 gold for doing that quest, and it was now time to look at the ginger. I'd 75 harvested at the moment. I just had to harvest 25 more and then sell it all to get that solar panel. I got blessings of waters today. The first 3 fish you hook today will be much easier. That is actually quite potent if you pair it up on a day that you can do some hardcore fishing. So I had a chat with Robin today. She finished off the house upgrade. The trailer was gone and a beautiful new house was now put in its place, and Robin felt pretty good about it. She then said, why didn't you tell your wife about this, Gamer Gar? Because I love surprises, Robin. I love surprising my wife. Gamer Gar came up with this idea and paid for the whole thing. To be honest, this is kind of embarrassing. How can I ever repay you for this? And then I said, you're my mum, no repayment needed. And it's absolutely true. The mother of my wife is my mother, especially when she gives me 2 to 3 dinners per week. Can't complain. It was time to do more gift giving. George got rabbit's foot there as well. And it was off with the iridium scythe, getting more ancient fruit. 15 in total. All that will be turned back into ancient fruit seeds. And this is going to fill up the greenhouse even more. Eventually we will start to profit very nicely from all of this ancient fruit, but for now we're still better off to just keep multiplying it by putting it into seed makers. I just needed a few more kills now on these serpents and I would have another monster eradication goal done. I picked up a fairy box trinket there as well. That just summons a fairy that occasionally heals you when you're in combat. It's worth noting that it does not heal you when you're outside of combat. So I just got the monster eradication goals there for both the Rexes and the Serpents. That was more or less all of the monster eradication goals completed. DJ Guardian gave birth to a baby pig. Well done, DJ Guardian. I knew you had it in you. It was then time to process more starfruit into starfruit wine. And now I'm going to accumulate all this wine and sell it in one huge batch in the next week or two. It was time to change up the bobber style. I'm going to go with the golden cow cracker here in the hopes that it would increase my odds to get more cow crackers. Just so you know it doesn't. It was also time to enchant my iridium pan. There's loads of enchants you can put on this. Let's have a look at some of them. Fisher is one of them. With this, you have a chance to pull up a fish. It is quite rare, and if you don't have that fish caught already, it still won't count towards the capture of that fish. Archaeologist is cool. That would be very handy if you're still going for the museum quests. Generous is probably the best one there in my opinion, because you just get more bang for your buck. Just look at that right there. A lucky ring straight off the bat, even with a houseplant. Can't say no to a houseplant. But let's look at that lucky ring. +1 to luck. That is the second lucky ring of this challenge. Lucky rings are now common with the iridium pan. It is just so good, so overpowered. More ancient fruit seeds today are being planted, and we're back into Sandy. We're going to get a full stack of starfruit seeds to go back to Ginger Island with. So I kind of messed up the bee houses here. I should have swapped them around and put the fair roses to the right and then the bee houses to the left. That was my bad. It was a noobish mistake. My excuse. I haven't properly played Stardew Valley in quite some time because I was waiting for the 1.6 to come out. I was playing other games like Pal World and Hollow Knight and things like that. So there's my excuse for that. Just take it easy on me in the comments, please. We have 87 key gems now. We're going to purchase some pressure nozzles. This will dramatically increase the range of our iridium sprinklers, meaning a lot more space on our Ginger Island farm. So I reworked the Ginger Island farm. I'm also going to put down speed grow as well. All of our sprinklers now are set up with pressure nozzles, so we have way more space now to put down starfruit. It just means more money for us, because I really want to speed things up now when it comes to making the 10 million gold to get the gold clock. I didn't have enough time last night to plant all of the starfruit. I eventually just passed out, so I'm going to finish off the work today. Not too early though, there was just a few spots I had to hoe, and I was good to go. Back in the farm, we're collecting jades, collecting bait. We're also pulling up tons of new starfruit. This is the last batch of starfruit now before we head into fall. We're also going to talk to the raccoon here as well. We're going to give him the items he wants. Now he's looking for 5 crayfish and he's looking for a smoked salmon. Now I wanted to test this. It said smoked salmon, but I wanted to see would he take any sort of smoked fish, and he will. I tried giving him a smoked crayfish and that actually substituted as a smoked salmon. So as long as you have a smoked anything, it will work for now, but that could be patched out in the future. I finally completed the island ingredients quest. I was so excited about this. 3000 gold, but we do get the recipe for the solar panels. It was now time to show you how the baby crit works. So you just keep throwing the baby up in the air and it's a certain chance it will activate. Eventually you'll get a critical throw and you'll toss the baby straight up into the ceiling and the baby will come back down. Do not attempt this in real life, especially with a newborn baby. Take it from me, folks. The solar panel recipe was out the next day. That can auto-generate batteries, and the best place to put that is out in the desert because you don't get rainy days out in the desert. We were then in fall. We're going to hoe up the ground and prepare the land for new fall crops. I do need to ship off at least one of each fall crop in order to get the achievement for shipping off all of the produce the game has to offer. So we're going to have to ship off the eggplant, artichoke. I've already shipped off a few pumpkins, but we will need the other stuff as well. We're then going to water up the crops, and it's just so nice having the iridium tools because it just saves you so much time. Finally maxed out Caroline's hearts by giving her enough rabbit's limbs. We also maxed out George as well, and we maxed out Marnie, so we're really getting there now with the gift giving. It was time for another key quest. We're going extended family again, and we will absolutely abuse this by pulling up legend 2s. Now there was a gold fishing chest right there. I managed to nab that, and I also managed a legend, so I'm just going to speed it up here to show you how difficult it is to actually pull up a legend 2. The good thing is that time stands still, but if you were doing this in co-op mode, half the day would be gone by the time you capture one of these. They're just so hard to capture. It is quite doable though, especially with the new advanced rods. I got a woodcutter's weekly inside it as well, which was nice. And we're going to smoke up all those legends to make tons of money. 42,000 gold a piece, it's 500,000 gold. right there from just fishing for one day. We maxed out Sebastian today by giving him a rabbit's foot, and we're getting some radioactive bars and iridium bars from our Scud Cavern Invasions run, which is nice. I'm going to keep those because I need radioactive bars to make some of the stuff. For perfection, we need to craft all items in the game. Now, Clint gave me a quest here to kill grubs. That's what we're doing today. We're wiping out grubs, but I do have the parrot, so I do get extra money for that as well. So I managed to get an owl statue today. They're quite rare, so it was nice to pick that up. We're also going to talk to the wizard today, give him a rabbit's foot, and I also had a chat with him, 8 out of 10 hearts with the wizard. We will have him maxed out in the next couple of weeks. All of the kegs I have down at the Ginger Island farm is a pure game changer. I actually don't have a bed inside the Ginger Island farm, I just use it as a big storage shed. The workbench for 2000 gold is absolutely worth it. Any chest connected to that workbench shares its inventory. So if you have 3 or 4 chests attached to that workbench, you can fill up all those chests with items and then you can just access the workbench to craft instead of pulling items directly into your inventory. So when it comes to crafting all the items in the game, I cannot recommend the workbench enough. As we can see, I have 3 big chests connected to my workbench. I have one for mining materials, one for wood and forageables and other bits and bobs, another one for monster loot and miscellaneous materials. So I will fill them up now tonight, and the next day I'm going to craft one of each item. I believe I do have all of the recipes assembled. I do sell most of the stuff, or bin most stuff I do craft. I keep a few bits and bobs, because I'm not going to use any of that stuff and it would just take up precious space. I do keep the big stone chest though, because I have use for that. Once I make the glowstone ring, I do get the Craft Master achievement. I already had a lot of stuff from that list already created, and if you're not too sure on what you've crafted and what you haven't, you can always open up the options menu, and you can get it to show how many times you've crafted an item, and it'll also show if you haven't crafted an item, so it's just a nice handy way to kind of remind yourself what you have and haven't crafted. I've now maxed out every single Stardew Valley NPC's friendship, excluding my baby, but we'll work on that as time progresses. It was time to harvest more ancient fruit today. This was going to be enough now to max out the greenhouse finally. I will get rid of the summer squash and also get rid of the broccoli as well to make way for the ancient fruits. Having a greenhouse filled up with ancient fruits is a great way to make easy money every week because it regrows all the time. It's probably still the most overpowered crop in the game. I also made a lot more mystic trees and I'm getting a lot more mystic syrups now. All these syrups sell for over 1000 gold. The raccoon needs more help. He's now looking for a dried cactus fruit and a wild plum jelly. Who am I to say no? So I'm still working towards making all the recipes in the game. So I'm going to put down some cheese presses here because I need a good few pieces of cheese in order to make that happen. I also need to sell a goat's cheese and a cow's cheese in order to get the achievement for shipping of one of each item off in the game. So the first 2 cheeses there would be for that purpose. The next few cheeses would be for recipes. We're also going to go back to Robin and we're going to make another shade because I just need a lot more wine outputs. I now have every single recipe assembled in the game. I don't have all recipes made yet, but I still need a tropical curry and Gus would just not go to the beach for me. You need to encounter Gus over on Ginger Island to buy that recipe. There's no other way you can get it, as far as I know. He won't sell it to you in Stardew Valley, which is a right pain. But I do hope that he will sell it in the next few weeks, because I won't be able to get perfection otherwise. So we're back to putting up fish now. The smallmouth bass can be used as a sashimi. I also need to get some eels as well to make some spicy eels, and I get some other bits and bobs too for the fishing recipes. The next day, I'm just looking at what I need to ship now to ship all the items, and I just need the cheeses. So I'll have that done by the end of the day. I just need some fall crops as well, like the bok choy, the artichoke, the eggplants, etc. So I will have that achievement got now very soon. I'm going to buy a full stack of starfruit seeds today. I'm also going to buy another few hundred, because I keep having to go back to Sandy to buy more. I can now harvest hundreds of starfruit over at Ginger Island. So I got my lovely dried cactus fruit today. The raccoon will be pleased. We're going to harvest more starfruit wine. I'm also going to make a lot more kegs as well. And these kegs are actually going to go up to the top left hand side of our farm, just side of our slime hutch. I made a really nice area out there using the rustic flooring. It's one of my favourite floor types. And I'm going to put on all these kegs outside. The reason why I'm doing this is because I'm getting a bit bored of the sheds and I just want to add a little bit more structure to my farm because my farm is still pretty much bare. We're going to go back to Robin now, and we're going to upgrade that newly built shed to a big shed, and we will fill that one up with kegs as well. So we're going to end up with so many kegs, it'll just be very simple to get to the 10 million gold. Because I still have lots of excess starfruit that's just lying around in chests. We're going to pick up Gus's famous omelette today, and I'm not really doing it for the money or for the friendship, I'm just doing it for the prize tickets because they're still awesome. And you can still get some nice prizes like magic rock candies and things like that from doing it. I'm going to buy more starfruit again today. As we can see, we're just kind of redoing the same process over and over. It still is one of the best ways to get up to 10 million gold and get that gold clock. It's a lot of money. So that's why I'm not really switching up tactics. All of the new masteries are really nice, but you still can't beat starfruit when it comes to making the big money in this game. It's still going to boil down to crops. It is a farming game after all. That evening, a lot of the fall crops are ready. So we're going to get hay, wheat, we're going to get eggplants as well, which is nice. We're also going to get some bok choy, we're going to get some cranberries. All of these items can be sold off now, which will help towards perfection. I get artichokes the next day, which can also be sold off to get perfection. I'm pretty sure that's the last item I needed in order to ship off all of the items in the game. Not including the cheese, of course, that we're going to pick up right now. So that's the goat cheese and the regular cow's cheese, and that should basically be it. I'm also going to get more goat's milk here now, and I'm going to get some cow's milk. I'm going to convert it into more cheese because we need cheese for a couple of the recipes that we learned from the NPCs. So I created all of the recipes that I could, which was basically every recipe in the game except for the tropical curry because we still do not have that. Gus refuses to go to the beach to send me that recipe. Let's have a look at the perfection tracker. We're on 89%. What we're missing out on here now is tropical curry. That gives us 3%. I also need to get the gold clock, that would give 10%. So they're just the last two things I need for perfection. So I'm waiting for money, and we're working on that now with the starfruit wine, and I'm also waiting for Gus to show up at the beach so I can learn that tropical curry. If Concerned watches this video, please let there be another way you can get tropical curry from Gus, because he's not guaranteed to turn up to the beach ever. It's pure RNG. You could play through a whole year of this game and not have Gus turn up at the beach to sell tropical curry. So we're going to get a big coop now today. It'll be a nice upgrade. Our baby is now grown. Via can now crawl around the place, which is great. And we're going to process even more starfruit into starfruit wine. Collect the starfruit wine we already have, and we're going to accumulate that now for a couple of weeks and then sell it all in one big fell swoop, and hopefully that'll be enough to get the gold clock. We now have lots of sheds, lots of kegs, and we now have a greenhouse filled up to the top with ancient fruit. We're also going to give the raccoon here as well these dried goods he's been asking for, and we are going to get a nice reward. 7 more fairy dust, which is really nice. I'm also going to make some casks here as well. I'm going to put down loads of these. I might do ancient fruit wine and then I can put it into these casks and get tons of money then after about a month. Or I could stock up on fairy dust and I could just make it all happen in the space of a day. We'll see as we progress. So I'm getting more mystic syrups now today. I can trade these in for even more fairy dust if I want. Now, they do sell for 1,000 gold a pop, but fairy dust is quite overpowered, especially if you're aging wines. It is time to up the ante. I made more mystic seeds. I'm going to plant those, put 3 fertilizer on them, and then I will equip them with heavy tappers when they're fully grown. That's going to be a real nice money maker now in the next week or so when I have all those mystic juices. So I'm starting to go through the journal now today. I've got tons of quests that have accumulated over the past year and a half. I figured there might be some new secrets if I complete all the quests, because who knows what kind of secrets Concerned Abe has put into 1.6. So I figured while I'm waiting for all my starfruit to get processed, I would just complete all of these quests one by one by giving all these NPCs their items. I didn't need friendship points, I didn't need the little bits of money I get from the quests. I just wanted to have all of these quests done and dusted, just in case there was something that I was missing out on. I'm also processing fire quartz here. I'm going to turn them into refined quartz. And there's a method for my madness. I was going to use the refined quartz and make an absolute ton of solar panels. I'm also combining rings here to make the ultimate cave crawler setup. The hot java ring combined with the napalm ring, the savage ring combined with the burglar ring. It was time for a lot of fun down in the mines. I'm also going to take a monster musk as well, and I'm going to take a triple shot espresso and a spicy eel for tons of speed. So now when I kill monsters with the power deck equipped, I'm going to get money, I'm going to get golden mystery boxes, I'm going to get either a coffee or triple shot espresso, monsters will explode, they will destroy nodes around them. I'm also going to get additional loot drops because of the burglar ring. I picked up a magic rock candy from a floaty skull, but I get even luckier. I get, believe it or not, 2 magic rock candies in a row. Now I wasn't recording at the time, I don't have footage showing the actual kill, but I swear on my life, I got 2 magic rock candies in a row from these floaty skulls. It's just so unfortunate I wasn't recording at the time. Would have made for such a great short. I did get another cursed mannequin, which is really nice. So I'm going to set that up in the farm now in a few hours when I go back home. I decided to kill more of these floaty skulls. I mean, what are the odds I'd get 3 magical candies in one day? Alas, it wasn't meant to be. But we're back down in the mines. The Savage Ring is so good. I get an additional speed buff every time I kill enemies. So after kill enemies for a full day, I got 2 cursed mannequins, 2 magic rock candies, I got diamonds, amethysts, I got tons of ores. It's just so fun now to go into the caves and just kill stuff because of the amount of stuff that they actually drop. I got lots of refined quartz today. I decided to keep them for now. I won't make solar panels because I might need more iron bars for kegs depending on how things were going to go. I will trade in all my jades though and get more staircases. That's 170 staircases right there if I want to do more Skull Cavern runs down the road. I do have 2.5 million gold, but I will need 10 million for the gold clock. So what you're going to see now is just me primarily harvesting starfruit and starfruit wine until we have the gold clock. I'm going to sell all of my rings to Marlon now because I'm never going to use those rings, and all the rings I'm currently using I don't think I'm going to swap them out because they're just so good. I do complete Gus's Flameless Omnic quest yet again just to pick up that prize ticket, and we're back farming Mystic Syrups. Now we're going to do Cave Patrol 50 Dust Sprites. Now we're in the hardened version of the mines, but these enemies here count as Dust Sprites, which is really good. I also picked up a magic quiver there that just fires a magic arrow every few seconds. It does a little bit of damage. It's not too great. The ice rod though is pretty good for freezing enemies in their place. Because of my ring setup, I just had so much fun down here. I could spend days just running through these levels and just wiping out enemies. Look at all of the dust sprites. The only thing I regret is not taking a monster musk. If I did, there would have been even more enemies. Look at all the speed buffs I have in the top right hand corner of my screen. One is from the Triple Shot Espresso, one is from the Spicy Eel, and one is from the Savage Ring. I would have had another one if I got lucky from the Statue of Blessings. So you can now have a super fast character in this game if you spec properly for it. I also got really lucky here on a random floor and I got tons of radioactive ore to farm. 6,000 gold for Cave Patrol, that'd be another prize ticket. So I decided to have a bit of fun today and I had a spare copy of Lucky Purple Shorts. Mayor Lewis wasn't impressed. To keep my mouth shut, he gave me 750 star tokens. Now I can't get the starfruit from this event because I already got it last year, but I can purchase a prize ticket with the star tokens that I've assembled. So I'm going to gamble some of my star tokens, get up to 1,000, and then I'm just going to go and I'm going to get the prize ticket and then leave. It's just so funny watching Mayor Luce's expression there when he sees his shorts up on display. So I'm going to give Kent a starfruit here now. He wanted one for Jody, and that's going to make Kent super happy. And that's one less quest to worry about in my journal. Emily gets an apricot. She's been asking for that for quite some time. And Clint gets an iron bar. He's been requesting that for ages too. Willie gets a squid. He wanted that last winter, so he's getting it now. Just had a few quests left. Pierre's going to get a sashimi. He said it's about time I was starting to get the shakes. Pierre needs sashimi for his withdrawal symptoms because we all know what he has stored away in his bedroom. So it was time to harvest even more starfruit. Now at this moment in time, I had kegs set up on Ginger Island. I had about 3 or 4 sheds over on the farm, all filled up with kegs. I had kegs outside the slime hutch. I had hundreds and hundreds of kegs. So you're now going to see this 10 million come a lot faster than you'd expect. 4.5 million made there. And that was just a few weeks to farming up starfruits. A full batch plus 426. Crazy money. But that doesn't get me to the 10 million. That just gets me up to 7.1. I decided to farm lava eels for the whole day and smoke them up to see just how profitable it was. 2100 gold for an iridium lava eel. I do have the quality bobber, just so you know, combined with the trap bobber. And I also have artisan as well, so I'm going to get over 5,000 gold for each smoked lava eel I pull up. So I made 217,000 gold. That's 2 days of just fishing up lava eels and smoking them. So we're off to Clint here now. He's going to process some geodes. Not geodes really, mystery boxes. but I had tons of mystery boxes accumulated now for just killing stuff. And you get some real nice stuff out of the golden ones: prismatic shards, life elixirs, crops, quality fertilizers. And I'm going to sell most of these just for money. There's no point using them now because we're at the end of the challenge. I also got the ossified blade. It's quite the rare weapon. If you can get that early, consider yourself incredibly lucky. I had 7 prize tickets here to use. Getting the star drop tea was nice, but I did have all of the friendships maxed out. It was still nice to get it though. It's such a unique and rare item. The treasure chest is really nice. That is now a universal loved gift, just so y'all know. The treasure chest is. Getting more starfruit wines today. We're very close to the 10 million gold. The problem here now isn't money. The problem here is the fact that we still do not have the tropical curry from Gus. And believe you me, I am checking Ginger Island every single day, and it's just not happening. I got the super rare diamond quest. Willie wanted it. 2200 gold there for the diamond, 2250 gold to be exact. I'm also using fairy dust to speed up the production time on those starfruits. I had a look at the key quests today. I'm going to go with Key's Hungry Challenge. I'll just quickly staircase down to the bottom and pick up a nice easy couple of key gems there as well. So the Statue of Blessings today gave me infinite energy, which was nice, and the Statue of the Dwarf King gave me an increased chance of stairs and shafts. Got the floor 100, got the iridium sprinklers. I'll just sell those because I don't really need sprinklers anymore. I did get a golden animal cracker though, down for 168. I was very happy with that. I am all about those golden animal crackers right now. They're just so overpowered. They have so much potential. Another auto grabber, will keep that, because we do have a good few animal buildings down there at the moment. It happened again. The mannequins, they all moved around. It was just so freaky. One mannequin moved just up to the stairs, the other one moved into the room where the baby sleeps. Wasn't too comfortable with that. I still don't know if that's all the mannequins do, if they just move around and occasionally growl at you. They might have other hidden mechanics. If you know, please let me know in the comments, because those cursed mannequins, they're just so freaky. So we're getting more starfruit wines today. I'm also got a lot of iridium bars, and I'm going to sell all those iridium bars now. That's 112,000 gold. I almost have 10 million gold. I spend the rest of the day just going into the first floor of the mines, back out again, rinse and repeat, farming up radioactive ores, because radioactive bars sell for tons of money, and I end up getting tons of radioactive ores today. It's also time to finally collect all of these ancient fruits. I left them all grow together because I don't want to come in every day or 2 days to get different parts of ancient fruits, so I left it a few extra days so I could harvest them all in one fell swoop. It was raining today in Ginger Island. Gus is just not giving us his tropical curry. It's very frustrating. Today I made huge amounts of money, 170,000 gold. Primarily from the starfruit though, I got 85,000 gold from that. And the reason why I'm selling raw starfruit and not processing it is because I'm very close to 10 million gold. I don't need to process it. I now had 10 million gold. It was finally time to go and get this gold clock. We're almost there now to perfection. 10 million gold. Prevents debris from appearing on your farm. Is it worth it? It's not. It's just a flex really. It's just a wall that has been implemented so people don't get perfection too fast. Because after you get perfection, you can't get your hands on golden eggs. They just break the game entirely. They're probably the most game broken item around there. I tried to have a chat with Gus today. I thought he might give me a recipe maybe, because that's the only thing that's holding me back now from getting perfection. I checked his inventory just in case. He's not selling it. I had every recipe crafted in the game, and this tropical curry was just not coming my way. I had 99% perfection done. All golden walnuts found, all fish caught, all craft recipes made, everything cooked except the tropical curry. I had all the obelisks, I had the gold clock. There was only one thing to do, folks, and that's to use the powers of Joja and get this perfection waiver. 500,000 gold will get me 1%. I sold almost everything I had, including all of the new starfruit I pulled up. But before I get the waiver, I wanted to go to the Halloween event to see if anything had changed. I had a quick chat with Gus just to tell him that his tropical curry would not contribute towards perfection, that he would not contribute towards perfection of Stardew Valley. To my surprise, the maze has dramatically changed. It is now bigger, much harder. Now, I'm sure if you go through it a few times, just to be like all the other mazes, you won't have much problems. But I'm not going to lie, I was a good 20 minutes in real life trying to figure out this maze. It was quite challenging to figure out for the first time. And I wasn't going to pull up any wikis, I wanted to do this myself for the first time. So it was a really nice surprise, and at the end of the maze, I didn't get a golden pumpkin because I got that last year. I got a prize ticket, I was really happy with that. There was even a minecart there as well to fast travel back, which was a much needed addition. We are now nearing the end of this massive 1.6 challenge. To get perfection on 1.6 is just going to be awesome. I do start the day with getting some mystic syrups. They do sell for an awesome amount of money. I will pick up all of the starfruit wine, I will sell it. I don't need to sell it anymore in order to get perfection, but I want to have the extra funds there just in case something happens after perfection. Because Concerned Ape has added new things. God only knows what he has added after perfection has been attained. 500,000 gold for one perfection waiver. This will give me 1%, and because I have 99%, this puts me up to 100. I was just praying that this actually worked and it wasn't some sort of Georgia scam. But because I paid so much money, I'm sure it was absolutely legit. So I went to the perfection tracker and it said total complete 99% plus one waiver. The only way to find out if it worked was to go to sleep, and hopefully the next day the boulder would have removed itself and we can get up to the pair to get perfection. Mr. Key says keep working hard, the usual story there, nothing changed. So I woke up the next day and I got the pop-up. You feel it in your heart. Somewhere, somehow, Grandpa is beaming with pride. The legacy of 1.6 farm is eternal, so that was a good sign. I went outside, I was greeted by loads of parrots. It was also the first day of winter. So I was now sure that I was able to go up and claim perfection. So I got on my horse Chuck and we went up to the pair together. Now I did read if you try to cheat perfection you get a different cutscene, and I was really hoping that wasn't the cutscene I was going to get. So it wasn't, and I do get the original perfection cutscene. My wife is waiting at the top of the pair, Penny, and she just says how proud she is and how far we've come. It's really nice, it's really cozy, it's really wholesome, and we all get to enjoy perfection together. What a challenge this was. I had so much fun playing through the game again with the 1.6 updates. I have to say, Concerned Ape is just a master developer. If all developers were like him, we would live in a world where we just wouldn't leave our houses. We would just play games 24/7. So it was just real nice fun playing this. After perfection, I went back up to the volcano. We get the usual Concerned Ape mask, which is the question mark mask. But we don't stop there. We also venture forth into Key's secret walnut room, and we pick up the statue of true perfection as well. This thing generates prismatic shards every day, which is really nice. Maybe one day we will get the tropical curry off Gus, and we will have the true perfection, we could call it, you know, not the perfection waivers. I spent 1 million gold inside the casino and I picked up the statue of Endless Fortune, and this is very good. This generates an NPC's loved gift on their birthday. Any other day generates diamonds and things like that, so it's a really nice statue to have. So I purchased a full stack of coal off Clint today, 999. I got it for one reason, and one reason alone. And that was to go to the Desert Trader and get the Dark Piano. I also got the Georgia Furniture Catalogue, because I was just really curious in terms of what items you can get from that. The Dark Piano costs a full stack of gold. I was just very curious about this item, because every time I went to the Desert Trader to either get prismatic shards or staircases or anything in between, I always saw it at the bottom of the list. So for the whole challenge I was just curious. When I opened up the Georgia Catalogue here, it said by activating this item, the user hereby agrees not to hold Georgia Co responsible for any damage to life or property resulting from the use of Georgia Tribe furniture. I just thought it was the funniest thing ever. But don't let that message hold you back, it's just a joke. As far as I know, the furniture won't damage any of your items inside your house. There's some real nice items here. Georgia Cola ornaments, paintings, there's even a fireplace, there's a fridge, there's couches, there's a safe, there's wallpaper, there's flooring, there's large Georgia crates, there's plastic plants, you can even get the Georgia trolley, you can even get the Georgia shelves that have all the products on it. You can basically turn your house into a Georgia Mart if you wanted to. During the night, Vice City gave birth to a baby cow. Congratulations, Vice City. We're going to call the cow Fallon, which is our newest channel member. So, if you've been watching my videos and you're on the bench about it, become a member and you will be included in one of my videos one way or another. Also, if you made it this far, consider subscribing to the channel. Let's look at the Georgia room. It looks absolutely amazing. I know a lot of people don't like Georgia, but you have to admit, the Georgia furniture does look unbelievably cool. Even the picture of Morris there adds some wholesomeness to the room, because we all know Morris is such a wholesome fella. I'll tell you one thing, he's way more wholesome than Pierre will ever be. I'm going to now more than likely do more 100-day challenges. I may do 100 days again, but this time do the remix bundles and just go the community center route. Let me know in the comments if that is something you want to see. My holidays are over, I'm working again full time, so these 100 videos will now take a few weeks instead of a few days. So if you want to see me do this full time, subscribe to the channel. If I can get 100,000 subscribers, that'll be enough for me to do this full time. That'll be enough to sustain my utility bills and my family needs and everything else. Thanks again everyone for taking the time to watch the video, I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you in the next big challenge. I hope you all have a great week, hope you have a cozy week, and I'll see you very soon. Check out my other 100-day videos if you like this kind of content. There's tons of 100-day challenges on my channel for you to enjoy.